Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. It is day 1 of early access for Endwalker. I'm really excited. Things are looking scary on my bar though. So, okay, we know Blood of the Dragon is gone. So I'm gonna just take this ability off. But what was this? Oh, my ether compass. That's also gone? Is it moved to my collection? Okay. Other than that, all my abilities look fine. Detonator, who would you like our minion to be for the beginning of the expansion? The ugliest minion? Okay, right now, I think it's Titan, so I'm gonna take Titan out. Actually, it's been a while since I've reevaluated the ugliest. I mean, Titan is still pretty bad. I think it's still Titan. I'm gonna say Titan. Okay, so it does say Dragoon gauge unlocked. I'm hiding it because I'm on top of it, but if I click it, this is a new thing. So it says the dragon gauge indicates the strength of the first brood's gaze. Their gaze can be strengthened by executing Mirage Dive up to a maximum of 2 units. When under the brood's full gaze, you can execute Gershkagel, which grants life of the dragon. So long as this effect remains active, you can execute powerful actions such as Nastron or Star Drive. That's what I used to do before, but I guess it's just that the gauge is always up when I'm attacking. So where do I go? The next ship to sail. I guess we gotta go to Revenant's Toll. Okay. Quest number 1! The next ship to sail. Marissa, do you have some time to talk? I've got all the time in the world, Alfino. I would like to gather everyone in Dawn's respite and together assess the situation in which we find ourselves. Also, can you guys hear everything okay? Does the music sound good? Let us take stock of the facts, shall we? The crisis at hand began with the sudden appearance of ominous towers in a multitude of locations throughout the world. We have since learned that said structures were brought into being by an organization known as the Teleportation. The Teleportation's stated purpose is to recreate the final days of eons past, an apocalyptic event that will result in the destruction of all that we hold dear. Already have these towers of theirs been the cause of untold suffering. Countless innocents kidnapped and imprisoned, their faith perverted for primal summonings. And unless we find a way to deal with the corruptive aura surrounding the spires, we can't even get close enough to rescue anyone. Those shielded with the blessing of light seem able to resist being tempered at least. But after what happened at Arenvald and Fordola, we need to be very, very careful about how we proceed. Yet while these threats close to home are of paramount concern, we mustn't lose sight of the situation in Garlemald. As you know, the Teleportation are under the leadership of Fandaniel and one other delightful fellow, Xenos, yay, Galvis, the Crown Prince and our dear friend. To date, he's reclaimed his old body, murdered Emperor Varus, and plunged Garlemald into an even deeper pit of chaos. The capital has already seen the worst of it. For a good while there, it saw the bloodiest fighting in the War of Succession, but that has since changed and in troubling ways. During our reconnaissance, the air was not once rent by the barking of cannons or the cries of discord. 'Twas an eerie fog of silence which did blanket that ruined city. The inhabitants appeared to have been tempered, and with nary a word spoken, did they labor to transform the palace into a soaring edifice born of nightmares. If they were indeed made thralls, it seems safe to assume that these events too were orchestrated by the Teleportation. An army of primals is awful enough, but in light of recent developments, I fear it is only the prelude to an even greater catastrophe. We need to devise a means to counter this threat, and quickly, before our allies are overwhelmed. We will find a way in Sharlayan, I am sure of it. Master Fortunault's comments regarding the final days were curious to say the least. The forum knows more than it is letting on. Sorry to interrupt. We've just received word from Mistress Kryle. She says that arrangements for your visit have been finalized. You're to head to Limsa Laminza and board the next ship bound for Sharlayan. And on arrival, present yourselves as associates of the students of Baldassian, come to assist with the Order's restoration. The arrangements may be settled, but what are your thoughts? They must race at the prospect of returning home after so long. I'm eager to see it, of course. And of course, we should set off at once. Daddy issues. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. Then I'll accompany you to the docks. You need at least one person there to wave and cry and wish you a safe journey. Well, yeah, because their dad was such a dick in the last expansion to them. Remember? New fanfare. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that yet, but it is new fanfare, so that's good. The new quest music. I always forget that they change that every expansion. I don't know which one has been my favorite so far. This one's not my favorite. I'm gonna be honest. It's fine, but it's not like the greatest one out of all of them, I don't think. Look at how many people are here. Oh my god. Okay. Everyone's here, which is good because I've already paid for your passage and the fee is non-refundable. The ship to Sharlayan should be pulling into port soon, so please follow me and have all of your luggage close at hand. Yeah, so far so good. So far so good for sure. Yeah, Ojo. We've been waiting so long to see it. Thanks, Vexen.
They've almost finished loading our cargo. We should be ready to depart right on schedule, or so I'm told.
Dancrid! Hello? There we go.
Excellent. 'Tis nice to have a smooth beginning to one's journey, at the very least.
It's funny. Master Louis Soir came here on a ship very much like this one. And now, years later, the street urchin he befriended that day is bound for his mentor's homeland. With his mentor's grandchildren, no less.
Aye. 'Tis upon reflection that every twist of time's river and fate's whims are brought into sharp relief. Thou hast matured much in the intervening years. Wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louis Soir of his purse scant moments after he made landfall upon this dock?
Rip.
Oh, really? Now that's a tale I'd like to hear.
Will this be your first visit to Sharlayan, Sir Estinian? Sir Estinian?
Why isn't he talking to his bro?
Are we strangers newly met? Why this stiff formality?
I, merely meant it as a professional courtesy, since we are now colleagues in an official sense.
I'd rather you dispense with the sirs, especially in private company. Or I'll be forced to respond in kind, little Lord Alphino.
Oh my god!
You've made your point, Estinian. Painfully well.
Better.
I'm happy Estinian is coming along for this, though. The gang's all back together. I know, Chibi!
Are you alright, Tataru? You seem positively distraught.
Distraught? Me? Don't be silly. I think it's lovely that they get to see their homeland.
But?
It's just...
Yes?
we're trying to thwart the schemes of an army hell's-bent on destroying the world.
Yes, that's true.
And, once again, I have to stay behind and worry that this is the last time I'll get to see my friends.
Aww. I'm gonna say I'll bring them back safe and sound, I promise, because no sense worrying about the things we're powerless to change seems kind of like a slap, so I'm just gonna say the first one. Let's just say the first one.
I'll hold you to that.
And now she'll blame me when they don't come back. Dun, 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 dun.
Good. You're still here.
Hori!
Hori! Kultine! What brings you all this way?
We're to assist the Maelstrom and the Kobolds with a lunar primal operation, so we thought we'd see you off before heading to the tower. Flamine and the others wish you all a safe journey, and promise that they'll look after things here until you return. We will too, of course. Aye, we your fellow Scions of the Seventh Dawn will do our part to ensure the end of the world won't happen on our watch.
We're set to sail! All aboard for Sharlayan!
Here we go! I don't know if I see the similarities there, Flint, but if that's what you think so, then that's
Then
okay.
we must delay no longer. We will contact you the moment we learn aught of value. Wish us luck.
Poor Tataru.
Have a safe journey. And
Always
please,
left behind.
please, be careful.
Oh, I guess that makes sense, Flint. Yeah, I can see that. I guess I see it now. The red hair phase. Whenever I think of Gerard Way, I think of like 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge era, so.
And so you venture forth unto the unknown. A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined. A future undefined and in flux.
Why is he voicing this part?
In uncertain times, naught but the simplest words of wisdom will suffice.
There will be a new region. We're heading over to Sharlayan right now. We've never been there before. We've heard about it, but we haven't seen it.
That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has an end. Treasure
I didn't realize it would be
moment,
him.
every step of your descent.
Interesting that he referred to it as a descent. Oh, what?
And there, in the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
Interesting. Here we go. We're going. I think maybe, I'm not sure. He said descent and depths, so. But we've been underwater before.
Here.
Feel.
Some Lala booty. Did you see that? The lean. Still the water temple incoming. Not just Lemonhead's my dad's boat. Billy's definitely cuter
The day
for
has
sure.
barely dawned, my fellow earlier riser. Though we're hardly alone in that. Envious of those still sleeping soundly, no doubt. Called out to you, you say? I've heard nothing myself.
What's called out to me? What, Emmett Selk? Did we just talk about that? I'm confused.
In any case, I dare say the sea air will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Sharlayan should be coming into view at any moment.
I feel like because we're having content on the boat, something's gonna happen to the boat, but I don't know. I feel like a Titanic, you know? It feels like this type of a setup. Magic doors. Yeah, or sirens, true. Sea of Thieves. Got a sinking feeling about this? LOL collage. I know, I kind of have a bad feeling about the boat, but I don't know. Could be too soon. Hello?
My voice yet reaches you. I am glad.
Heidelin?
Hear, feel, think. And thus do we meet face to face at last.
Wow.
Now, warrior of light, guided by the crystal.
I just got goosebumps. I don't know why. I'm gonna say why now?
After your sojourn in the First, I believe you have your answer. You have gained an understanding of what I truly am. What Heidelin has always been. A primal.
Right.
Zodiac was created to forestall the apocalypse, which threatened the ancient world. And I was brought forth to bind him. Yet 7 times now, those who would orchestrate a return to that bygone era have rejoined a shard to the god I had sundered. The greater his strength grows, the swifter does mine own diminish. The power to draw your mind into the rift betwixt is no longer mine to wield. Yet though it taxes me sorely, I dare not leave these words unsaid. Even bereft of my guidance, you and your companions have accepted the burden of this star's troubled past. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. Wheels shudder and turn. Conflict looms. Monumental. Which will decide the fate of this world and all life upon it. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Cast your peepers to the fore, folks. Sharlayan's just over yonder.
I will not keep you further. Your traveler's heart must yearn to behold this unfamiliar land.
I mean, I guess so. I do want to see Sharlayan.
We shall meet again, and soon.
Flint's. The music was really pretty. Although that is so sad to like come to the realization that Heidelin was a primal and then like be faced with them, and it's kind of like she fell off of a pedestal, you know, in a way.
Oh, what a fine morning. Oh, still a bit stiff though.
And a good morning to you too. Taken a look at the island already?
No, we haven't actually. We've been a little busy.
Then let's go. Let's go. Might still be room in the prow if we're lucky.
So nothing happened to the boat? Really? I think that was a missed opportunity for an explosive beginning.
Ah, the sleepers have arisen. There she is. Good old Sharlayan.
Oh, I see it.
You could say that, Flint. Yes, it did sail by. They got rid of all their kegs, unlike us. Yeah, they are smart sailors.
Home at last. Well, maybe not in
Me
five
neither,
years,
to be honestly.
but we'll manage on our own, if we must.
True, Mr. Sandstorm.
You do know you're not alone in this, don't you? Indeed. 'Tis as Sir Estinian said. Forget not the comrades who boarded this ship at your side. I prithee.
Thank you, my friends. We are ever grateful for your steadfast support.
This song's such a bop.
Upon arrival, we will be disembarking into the heart of Sharlayan proper. There is no greater concentration of wisdom in all the world. I am confident that somewhere within that center of knowledge
Hey
and
Diego,
learning,
how's it going?
we will find the answers we seek.
Hi Trin, welcome. It's not over, Flint. I'm so sorry. Not yet. The title screen. Man, I cannot wait for the OST to come out. Like, I cannot wait. It sucks that we have to wait so long. This is my first
Sharlayan, the solitary
live
island
expansion.
nation of the northern seas. Where under the watchful gaze of Thaliak, patron deity of scholars, academics hoard all manner of knowledge and secrets. Once, they deigned to accept foreign students into a distant colony maintained in the Dravanian hinterlands. How swiftly they abandoned it once the first Garlean boot set hostile foot on Alamegan soil.
It does have a very, educated appearance, I would
So
say.
averse to the prosecution of war, these men of wisdom.
Like a university campus kind of vibe, you know?
Allies.
I agree, Mr. Sandstorm.
I thought they'd never let us off the ship. What's next then? Entry application?
Yeah, I feel like there's some Grease vibes, yeah.
Hopefully they find no cause to deny us.
Hasn't Sharlayan all but severed relations with foreign powers? Those of us without direct ties, myself included, may be refused outright.
'Tis true that, as a nation, Sharlayan only forms trade agreements with a select few neutral countries. But from a practical standpoint, an island cannot afford to be overly strict with its borders. Especially not if that island's people are wholly devoted to the accumulation of knowledge. If one submits the proper paperwork, with satisfactory evidence of identity and intent, then foreigners may be granted entry.
May.
Quite. So let us be absolutely clear on these points before we proceed. The immigration officer will ask for your affiliation and your purpose of visit.
Uh-oh.
Considering Sharlayan's views on intervention, I strongly suggest we avoid any mention of the Scions. Kral has laid the groundwork for us to act as associates of the students of Baldessian. And our ostensible reason for being here is to aid in their order's restoration. Grahatir, it might expedite our progress should an actual student be seen at the head of our little group. Would you mind leading the way?
Of course. The immigration officers were this way, as I recall. Shall we?
Final Fantasy games in general just have some of the best video game music. They won the Game Award category for that many, many times.
Greetings. We've
Hey,
just arrived and
Olay!
we're
How's it going?
eager to make our way into the city. Would you be so kind as to process our entry applications?
Certainly. I see by your mark you are an Archon.
I am. Grahatir of the students of Baldessian.
So observant. You saw her eyes do the...
I was assigned to an Eorzean survey team, but have returned to assist with the reformation of my order. My associates here will provide additional support.
Very good. I have paperwork detailing your group and its scheduled arrival for today.
I like her earring.
And it seems some few of your companions are also Archons. If you'll step forward, we can process those applications first.
Ishtola rule.
See how it glows? That list is etherically linked with the citizen registry kept in the main repository.
I've confirmed your status as Archons and amended your travel records accordingly. Welcome home.
Thanks.
Now, who do we have here?
Awkward.
Alphino Leveilleur.
And Alize Leveilleur.
Yeah, I don't know how they're getting in so easily,
Your
honestly.
applications have also been approved. Having said that, the streets are abuzz with talk of how House Leveilleur's lord disowned his young progeny.
We don't know anything about that. No.
And while such personal circumstances constitute no reason to deny you entry, I urge you to avoid exacerbating your present situation. Times are quite troubled enough already.
Thanks for the tip, lady.
We shall keep that in mind.
These last two are not Sharlayan natives, but you will find their credentials are in order. An application was made in advance.
That's us, the Dragoons!
Name and occupation?
Okay, hang on a second. I don't want to say Champion of Eorzea. Definitely don't want to say that. Adventure by trade also sounds a little bit like I'm gonna play the intervention game. So should I just say Artisan?
Indeed. Your profile describes you as an adventurer, but one also trained in the rather more constructive
I didn't want to say adventure because I felt like that might cause a problem. So I'm glad we agreed on our choice there, Maz.
Estinian Valino, formerly of the Order of the Knights Dragoon in Ishgard.
Formerly, at least. And what, pray tell, is your profession now?
Hello?
If you'll allow me.
Oh damn, I kind of said I didn't pick that now, duelist.
My associate is a mercenary, hired for his strength at arms. Surely you are aware of the dangers we often face on our forays into the wilderness.
Did Krau's jacket get an upgrade?
Mr. Spaldesian, if you insist on sponsoring his entry, then so be it. But while I appreciate that desperate times call for
yes, it is
measures,
here.
I find your choice of company concerning.
Richie, thank you so much for the tier 3 resub. Thank you so much. Happy Friday.
Oh, I forgot this is a thing. Happy Friday, EA. Marissa
Thank you so
Confetti,
much.
Marissa Love, Marissa Sparkle.
But I thank you for your concern.
I just feel like the collar looks a little bit different. Is it exactly the same? Really?
Croyle, it is good to see you.
Likewise. Long voyage notwithstanding, you will see.
Sounds good, Richie. Thank you so much. Thank you for the tier 3
There is
resub.
much to
Again,
discuss.
that's very sweet.
This
Thank
is
you.
hardly the place. Let's be on our way, shall we?
We shall. Hi, Choo Choo.
Welcome, friends, to Sharlayan.
As your mercenary, I should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
Well, I had to say something, Sir Taciturn.
Also, why is my weapon this skin? I don't like that. I gotta get my glamour sorted out. Odd. It's okay, we haven't done any combat yet, so. Okay, so Kryle is standing here. I'm glad I spotted your ship coming into port. The officers are born bureaucrats and sticklers for detail. In any case, you may relax and take a moment to get your land legs back. I got a coffer. A weapon coffer. Horse chestnut spear. Well, it's literally exactly the same. So, what does it look like? Oh! That's kind of cute. The top looks a little bit like nubby, but I actually don't mind like the detailing with the flowers. That looks really cool. Okay, so we'll keep that. We get another coffer for this quest as well. So let's see what happens here. So, I'm going to stop the auto reading. I had thought to launch directly into an explanation of what I learned and how I might proceed. But this is Marissa and Estinian's first time in Sharlayan, and for the rest of you, a homecoming that was long overdue. You must have places you wish to visit and people you're dying to see. Therefore, I propose that we postpone our agenda so that you all may have sufficient time to recover from your journey and get your bearings in the city. Once you're settled in, we can reconvene at the Baldessian annex. How does that sound? 'Tis a fine suggestion. We may not be welcome at the Levelia estate as such, but I should like to nose around the neighborhood all the same. I'm equally untethered, as it were. There's no particular place, that my kin call home. Still, I would not pass up the opportunity to reacquaint myself with the city. Likewise, a quick tour of our old haunts might even yield some useful gossip. The annex was west of the Aetheryte Plaza, wasn't it? I shall join you there anon. Yes, we'll see you there. P.S. I felt like voyaging to a new area would have triggered Tataru, like, making us new clothes, but that didn't happen, so I wonder when that will happen. But I do have places I would be remiss in not visiting forthwith. By thy leave. Bye. Look how badass my weapon looks, though. What of you, Estinian? My services are as a guide, are yours for the asking. That won't be necessary. Until we reconvene, I prefer to wander as the wind takes me. But I could... Oh. Well, Raha, would you like to join us then? You've been gone for quite a while, and this would be the perfect way to refresh those dusty old memories of yours. It's tea time. Let me know what you think, hard mode. Of course, if you will have me. Come, Marissa, Sharlayan awaits. Troll. What a troll comment! That's so sad. Listen, poor Kryle. Her outfit is really cute. Also, guys, I love my relic weapon. I'm sad I didn't finish it all the way, but shit. It looks good. Okay, anyway, let's, After you, my friend, I am more than content. Oh, sorry. That's not how you read that word. Content creator, content, it's content. Let me try that again. After you, my friend, I am more than content to follow your lead. Gralhatia is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You can leave Gralhatia behind by entering a different area using the Ethernet or by putting too much distance between you. You can also speak with Gralhatia and select the option to part ways. If you wish to have Gralhatia accompany you again, return and speak with him at the original location. While Gralhatia is accompanying you, next try speaking with Kryle. Why does he have to accompany me though? So I guess we'll speak with Kryle. All set, then let us be on our way. Our first stop, amusingly enough, will be the last stand. It's a cafe on the west side of the harbor. Kryle is also now accompanying you. Lead your two companions to the last stand and speak with Kryle at the designated location. While you're accompanied, you may encounter conversation points along the way which offer additional topics of discussion. Enter the glowing area and speak with your quest companions to initiate these bonus conversations. Enjoy exploring your surroundings together. That kind of reminds me of Tales a little bit. Discuss the storage facility? With all the unusual wares coming and going at all hours, I expect the assistance of an intrepid adventurer would be highly appreciated. I see no reason why you couldn't undertake any tasks which pique your interest. You've been cleared by the immigration officials after all. I look forward to the day your name is celebrated in Sharlayan the same way it is in Eorzea. Okay. This place is called the Peristyle, and it is the first stop for cargo unloaded at the docks. You'll find the usual necessities for daily living and other imports vital to running an island nation, but also supplies that further Sharlayan's pursuit of knowledge, namely large quantities of books, specimens, and samples. Sorting these stacks certainly seems to keep the attendants busy. And here we are, the last stand. I may have mentioned this before, but although our research into nutrition and food preparation is quite extensive, the average Sharlayan tends to regard seasoning and flavor with a certain indifference. How can I put this? The food's, it's bland. As encapsulated by our infamous Archon loaf, the prevailing sentiment towards cuisine is dietary value first and taste a distant second. There was one pupil at the studium, however, who could stomach the school's insipid meals no longer, so he quit his lessons and poured all his savings into building a proper eatery. And so the last stand came to be. It is, the name implies, the sole dedicated outpost of fine dining in Sharlayan. The one and only bastion of the culinary arts is an isle of otherwise mediocre fare. I seem to recall their burger being hailed as one of the more impressive items on the menu. Not that I ever had the pleasure of eating one myself. Because you were a typical Sharlayan when it came to cheap and convenient, Raha, but surely Tataru has since taught you how to appreciate a well-prepared dish. We should all stop in when time permits and sample the cafe's delights. Shall we press on? The stairs to the side of the cafe will take us up to the Aetheryte Plaza. Okay, so this is a cafe. It is very cute. Got some fancy stairs. They get a nice little tour of Sharlayan. Okay, and what am I supposed to do here? It's a designated location. So I stand in here, and then I guess I speak with Kryle again. An unusual shape, isn't it? I assure you, however, that it's a perfectly functioning Aetheryte. Remember to attune yourself before we move on. Now, being the diligent tour guide that I am, I should make mention of the Confluence, a research facility located on this very plaza. Its much vaunted discoveries are the reason Sharlayan stands at the forefront of teleportation technology. In deciphering the underlying principles of elegant Aetherites, it allowed us to understand and reconstruct what was essentially a lost art. And off we go to our next destination. Our path leads northeast to the Agora, Sharlayan's largest marketplace. Welcome to the Agora, where you can find wares made in Sharlayan, as well as a wide selection of imported goods. They also used to sell questionable prototypes from the various research institutes, but I think that practice has thankfully died out for the most part. Otherwise, I can think of no better place to stock up for your next big adventure. Am I overselling it? On a more serious note, the next stop on our tour is one which has particular relevance to our ultimate purpose here. We must head back to the Aetheryte Plaza, follow the path north, and then climb the stairs up to that imposing building at the very top. There's no other thingamajiggy for me here, so let's go here. Okay, so we speak to both of these people now. To discuss the water features. These little decorative features are typical of Sharlayan architecture. Aside from the research wing, our headquarters on the Isle of Val were rather simple and rustic by comparison. I actually really like the fountains. I think that they're really pretty. This is the Nymphaeum, an area dedicated to the blessings of water. For Sharlayans, water represents more than a life-sustaining liquid. It is a reminder of the Great Flood which precipitated the birth of our nation, as well as a symbol of the knowledge which flows from Thaliak's divine Ur. This is the reason you see an abundance of fountains throughout the city and a propensity for utilizing water as a decorative feature in our architecture. Interesting. Okay, let's go. Let's go this way. Okay, this grand structure before you is the rostra. The name refers to the original public platform erected here, upon which a forum of elected representatives would deliver orations and debate policy. Although the stage has since evolved into council chambers, the nature of the forum and the duties of its members remain largely unchanged. Am I boring you, Raha? You seem awfully distracted. My apologies. From here, one can see the entire city spread out below. I want to see it more, but I can't turn. The vista put me in mind of my arrival in the first. Those who had gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were all inspired by my knowledge of the finest settlement I could think of, the great city of Sharlayan. And bit by bit, those few buildings grew into a town, a community, the Crystarium. I can almost see its echo. I see. Feel free to come up here whenever you wish. I don't think the counselors would object to you simply enjoying the view. Such memories should be treasured. For now, however, the tour must go on. Our spectacle of sightseeing concludes with the fittingly named Journey's End. Walk down the stairs to the east and continue straight ahead. Wow, it is really nice though. It is a really pretty view. I know, it's such a big area. I want to mount up as well, but we cannot. Ancient Greek-looking scholar island born from a great flood. So it's like reverse Atlantis. I kind of like that. I think that's actually really cool. I love mythology, by the way, guys. I haven't studied it in a very long time, but when I was in high school, in my English class, there was a whole, I guess, unit that we did on Greek mythology, and I love that stuff. I forgot absolutely everything because that was literally more than 10 years ago, but I love mythology a lot. So if they incorporated stuff like that into this expansion, that would be friggin' kind of cool. So we've arrived at Journey's End. History tells us that this was where those who put ashore with Archon Nyangkrepth built their first homes. In the present day, it serves as the residential district for the most important officials and the oldest Sharlayan families. You'll see that one mansion is clearly larger than its neighbors. That estate belongs to our friends from House Lavalier. All things considered, we should probably keep our distance from there for the time being. And with that, we bring our little Sharlayan tour to a close. I hope it was proven to be an entertaining and enlightening experience. Now, shall we head directly to the Baldesion Annex? You remember the way, don't you, Raha? Let me think. We head down towards the harbor, cross the bridge to our right, then follow the path below the Aetheryte Plaza. Correct. After you, Marissa. But hang on, I got a tomb. You're rushing me. I'm being rushed. So is that the Lavalier mansion? Because that's the bigger one, and then these ones all look a lot smaller, right? Alfie's house, yeah. I guess that's it, right? They said the biggest mansion overseeing the others, so... Tour done. That was actually fairly quick. I thought it was going to be a lot more painful, but that was good. And we found out where the main areas of everything are in the city, so I guess we can probably teleport to the Baldesion Annex now, can we? No, I guess I haven't done all of them yet, so I can't. I thought that was going to be the last of it, but... Oh, right, they will leave if I teleport. I can't anyway, so... Okay, so right, we cross the bridge here as I recall, stick to the path and be careful not to end up back in the Aetheryte Plaza. And Kryle says, Sharlayan is full of educational and research institutions, but there are still professors who prefer to establish their own private practices. Not that I ever attended the exclusive schools that they run in these residences. Perhaps the twins could tell you more about them. As the joyous look on Raha's face has undoubtedly informed you, this is the Baldesion Annex. If you continue up the hill, you'll arrive on the doorstep of Phenomenon. But I think we've explored enough for today. We can take you there another time. Inside with you then. That's what she said? Ooh. cute in here. I like the green marble vibes of the door. I'm back and I brought Marissa and Raha with me. Ah, you were right about the ship then. Hello, Graha. It's nice to see you again. It is a pleasure to finally meet you, Marissa. I've heard many a tale of your exploits. Ojuka Tsunjika? It's been an age. I'm definitely butchering these names. Allow me to introduce Ojuka Tsunjika, Administration Officer for the students of Baldesion. He oversees the day-to-day business of the annex. The champion of Eorzea has featured prominently in Kral and Graha's reports, so for me, this is akin to seeing a fabled hero come to life. It's an honor to make your acquaintance. This place is like a second home for our students. The Isle of Val served as our main headquarters, of course, but we often had occasion to visit Sharlayan. Whether to make use of the city's research facilities, attend conferences, or procure supplies from distant shores. And the annex here was built to provide lodgings for our members while we engaged in such activities. Even since our former headquarters, along with the isle itself, vanished, the annex has served as our base of operations. And yet it feels so empty. With so many lost to us, our organization is a shell of its former self. The day will come when we will see the students rise again. But first, you must ensure that the Telophori fall. Through that door on the left, there is the main hall where we can discuss our options moving forward. Once everyone arrives, that is. You probably have time to rest before our discussions begin in earnest. I've had private quarters prepared for you in the Andron, so please feel free to make yourself at home. The nap room is perfect for an afternoon doze. Oh, I didn't mean to give you the wrong impression. The chambers are quite well appointed. Far more so than some cheap roadside inn, you may be assured. 'Twas simply that we were often so busy with research or exhausted from journeys abroad that we would slip into the Andron just to steal a few winks, and thus they became known amongst the students as nap rooms, even if many such naps might last well into the following morning. Say the word and I'll be happy to show you to your chamber. Hopefully the others won't be too long in coming. I'll wait for you all in the main hall. Alright. So, should I explore? Can I go in here? I can't even go. Okay, wait. I guess I have to just go in this room. I thought that I could just go wherever I wanted, but no. They want me to go in here, which is fine. Okay, we'll speak with Kryle. Feeling refreshed and alert, our colleagues should be wandering in soon, so I suggest we stay here and wait for them to join us. No, not alright! Okay.
Pray forgive me. I was delayed.
He delayed? Excuse us.
It's fine, Oriange. We're all here now.
Let's get down to business then, shall we?
Let's get down to business. You know? Everybody knows that song? Just me?
Come what may, we must prevent the Telophoroi's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see two paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal.
Mulan?
The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlayan. Not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum.
Yeah, those
As most of you
bitches.
know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy. The bibliotheques, for example,
I don't think I know that song.
Conservatives which would have Sharlayan focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archon Louisois.
Technically,
Yet,
yes.
despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance.
Not good, Chatter. I don't really watch Disney movies. I didn't watch them too much growing up either.
Many cited other more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Recalcitrance, that's a big word.
Fortuno's refusal in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, he had simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
A mystery indeed.
Indeed.
And one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it. As for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian. Our organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Mysterious relics and ruins, arcane disturbances, and so forth. Compared to our more isolationist Sharlayan colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown. The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nadana, an alchemist residing in distant Thavnair. Her missive describes the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal.
A lunar primal?
In response to this threat, the satrap of Rards at Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts. 'Tis possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
They do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
Oh, is that gonna be me?
Assuming we divide our forces to pursue both of Kral's lines of inquiry, then having you join the group heading to Thavnair would seem the obvious choice. But the investigation in Sharlayan is of vital importance as well. Equal, I think, to the Thavnairian one, given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
Yes, it is quite the quandary. Though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts.
I'll just do everything myself. That's fine. We're used to this. This is not
You
new.
are indeed our champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision.
Me? I get to
Let
choose.
us next decide how everyone else might best be assigned. As for myself, I shall continue what I've begun in Sharlayan. I should also like to steal the services of an Archon or two.
And thereby gain access to a greater range of reading material. I will help with that.
Allow me to offer my assistance. I have some small amount of experience in the field of research.
Alize and I would also like to help, if you would have us.
Anything to understand even a fraction of what our father and the Forum might be thinking.
Of course! The more the merrier.
Yeah, exactly, Mr. Sandstorm.
Right. The rest of us will make the journey.
I'll just take care of it all.
Thoughts? Objections?
I passed through Thavnair on my way to infiltrate the Empire, and though I'm not qualified to give a guided tour, I did gain a sense of where things lie.
I'll be happy to have you along then. So for this group, it will be you, me, and Urianger.
The boys.
Give me a moment afterwards, and I'll supply you with all the details of Nadana's request. Consider this hall our rendezvous point once our respective tasks are complete. May our investigations prove fruitful.
So I guess the choice here is simply between research and exploration. I think I'm gonna go to Thavnir first. Personally, I really would like to see what that looks like, and I think that's what I want to do first. So, are you guys cool with that if we go that way first? Because we get to choose which one we do. I'm thinking we go with Thancred on this one. But I want to see what's in that coffer. Horse chestnut chest gear. So it's a Gadgerskin vest of maiming. Wow! Oh! Yes, please? But is it... Can I wear it? I can wear it. Oh my god, I love it. It's so cute. Sakuya, you know how I am a member of the No Pants team? Okay, team No Pants. This is a sick outfit, guys. Look at it. I love the one pauldron. I love the attention to detail. Look at the dagger here. I love it. This is awesome. And I can wear it right away. And I love it. This is great. Okay, I've decided we're going to explore. I was going to ask you guys where you wanted to go. But honestly, my heart is with exploration right now. So let's go talk to Thancred. And he's eager to set forth for Thavnir. Okay, so this is going to be me reading. So I have Kral's instructions in hand. If you're ready to set out, then so are we. Having been to Thavnir before, I can travel by Aetheryte, but what of the rest of you? Another sea voyage would waste time we do not have. Kral was of the same mind, and has already secured the aid of the good folk of the Confluence. We'll take ourselves there. The Confluence, thou sayest. Did we strike a nerve? I'm afraid so, my friend. What do you mean? Thou wilt recall the hunt for Iceheart, unto whose sanctuary we delivered thee owing to the knowledge of our comrade, Moonbrida. Moonbrida was an authority on etherology, a field of study she did embark upon in pursuit of her parents' example. Both are authorities in their own right, and both are researchers at the Confluence. Haven't you gone to see them yet? I attempted to do so earlier, but to my shame, my courage failed me at the last, as it hath the many times I thought to reach out to them after sending that fateful letter. Neither time nor introspection has revealed unto me the words that I should speak, and thus have I kept my silence. Whether you come with us or no is your choice and yours alone. If it is too difficult, we'll manage. Thou art kind to say so, but I have no intention of forsaking our cause. I shall go to the Confluence, and I shall face that which hath long been overdue. I hate reading these lines sometimes. If it's settled, then let us be off. When we arrive, we should look for a researcher named Crit. Or Kite. Or Kite? I don't know. One or the other. I'm kind of sad, though, about the whole Moonbrida. We have to go see her parents now. It's kind of awko taco. I will pick up Kral's quest as well, but we will stay on the other one. An unsettling change has come over Sharlayan, but together we will define the underlying cause of the Forum's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the counselors directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to a consensus as to what and how little they are willing to divulge, which is why I began scouring Sharlayan's archive of historical records for any hint of a connection to the final days. Suffice it to say that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day, but now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, the search should proceed all the swifter. Let us reconvene outside Nomenon, shall we? Exit the annex to the right, and you'll find the archives on the western edge of the woods. Okay. Yeah, the hunts seem interesting. I'm really excited to see what those monsters look like as well. This is good. This is good, guys. I'll run into some hunts. Nice, Dozer. Okay, good that I picked that up then. Maybe I'll actually do hunts now that I'm in an active expansion, you know? I mean, I just started playing in May, so I kind of missed everything else. I came in late, you know? Playing catch-up. So... Alright, what do we got? Well now, this is a rather lot of stern faces. Are my library books overdue again? Not to our knowledge. We're associates of Kral of the students of Baldesion. We seek passage to Thavnir and understand that you can assist us. The test subjects, welcome, welcome. Test subjects? Oh, you hadn't heard. Well then, allow me to explain. So, in order to travel to an aetheryte, you ordinarily need to be attuned to it beforehand. Otherwise, you can't use it as a beacon to seek out while you're a mess of ether hurtling through the live stream. Sorry, live stream. Live stream. I'm a streamer. When I see the word, they get mixed up. It was live stream. An inconvenient but inconvertible limitation of aetheryte teleportation. But what if I were to tell you that there's a way to travel to an aetheryte without being attuned to it? A way to teleport instantly to places you've never been? For long years, we've labored to make such travel possible that people might move about more freely. Also, I like her earring. And we've finally done it. We've created a new kind of aetheryte that doesn't require attunement. Truly? Well, that changes everything. Well, my language may have been a bit misleading. The user need not attune to these aetherites, but the aetherites themselves must have been pre-attuned to each other, thereby facilitating travel between the 2 points. But it just so happens that our first test pair of aetherites, one has been installed here in Sharlayan and the other over in Yedelmod, a port town in Favner. As you may know, our nation has long maintained strong ties with Radz-at-Han, and indeed, we owe much of this breakthrough to the contributions of their alchemists. So to sum up, we're to test these aetherites. How fortuitous for you. I should mention that an accident has impaired my ability to channel ether. Will this be a problem? Not at all. As a matter of fact, you might say these aetherites were made for people like your good self. The magics imbued within will whisk you away without any effort on your part. A veritable dream come true, and far be it for me to worry about such things. But do we have permission to make use of your shiny new invention? The only permission required is yours, so assuming you're willing, we're all set. It may come as a surprise, but we actually struggled to find test subjects. Most people seem to have an unreasonable fear of their souls gradually disintegrating as they drift helplessly in the live stream, in the statistically unlikely event that something goes awry. But it's plain that you're not most people. Haha, Mistress Krell truly knows how to pick 'em. This girl's funny, I like her. If I might change the subject, are Master Wolfson and Mistress Bloida not present today? Oh, you didn't hear. They've recently resigned their posts. Their expertise was needed elsewhere. A large-scale project helmed by the forum itself, as I understand, and I'm not privy to the details. I see. That seems a little bit sus, because the forum is a little bit sus right now also. So, any other questions? No? Then let's get something before you to change your minds. Let's get going before you change your minds. I can read today. Please see to your preparations and head outside to the Aetheryte Plaza. I'll be along shortly. See, that seems... I think that's gonna be a problem area. I really do. But, I guess we'll find out, right? Alrighty, let's hit the destination spot here. And let's see what the next quest has for us.
Right, we're all set.
Alright, this is auto reading. Nice, I'll take that. Thanks very much.
Just the 4 of you, was it?
Yeah, do we need more for some reason?
3. I'm already attuned to the crystal in Thavner.
You are? Oh. I would have preferred more test subjects.
Listen.
Oh, well, never mind.
Thank you for the 100 bits, Bowser.
Here, please.
Thank you so much. Seriously. Thank you. Okay, are we gonna get scrambled in our teleportation, or are we gonna be okay? What are your thoughts, chat?
Yes, right there is fine. Take a deep breath, and I'll soon have you soaring through the ether.
Ooh.
Oh, and one last thing. You might experience a teensy-weensy touch of violent ethereal sickness. Good luck!
She tells us that now.
What?
Rip.